Imagine waking to the sound of the Nile, oars dipping in rhythm, ibis calling across the reeds, the scent of wet earth after the flood. 5,000 years ago, this same river ruled the rhythm of life. To understand Egypt, we begin not with kings or pyramids, but with the river that made them possible, a river that promised order in a world of chaos. The Nile River is Egypt's heartbeat. Each summer, from June through September, its waters rose and flooded the valley, blanketing the land with a rich, dark silt. When the water receded, the fields were reborn. That dependable rhythm shaped every part of Egyptian life, its calendar, its labor, even its faith. The Egyptians called their fertile homeland Kemet, the Black Land, for this life-giving soil. Beyond it stretched the Deshret, the Red Land, the barren desert that framed and protected the valley. And from Deshret, we get our modern word for desert. At this early stage, neither the wheel nor the horse had yet appeared in Egypt. Travel was by foot or donkey, while boats glided along the Nile. The steady north-flowing current and the south-blowing wind formed a perfect natural highway. Carry goods north, sail home south. The river was generous, the desert protective. That stability shaped their worldview. Unchanging landscapes inspired unchanging art. From this calm geography emerged a civilization obsessed with order, renewal, and continuity, a mirror of the river that sustained it. For the Egyptians, beauty lay in permanence. The sun rose, the river flooded, the stars returned, all in perfect rhythm. To preserve that rhythm was to preserve life itself. Change meant chaos. Continuity was divine. Their art, like their land, was not made to capture a moment in time, but to defy time altogether. No other ancient land enjoyed such security. By contrast, Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers, faced chaos. The Tigris and Euphrates flooded without warning, destroying crops and homes. Life there depended on appeasing unpredictable gods. In Egypt, the gods kept time like the river, steady, cyclical, and benevolent. It's little wonder that the Greek historian Herodotus, visiting in the 5th century BC, called Egypt the gift of the Nile. The Nile made Egypt the breadbasket of the ancient world. When drought struck elsewhere, people came here for grain, for stability, for life. Long before the pyramids, small farming communities thrived along the Nile. Around 4400 to 4000 BC, the Badarian culture produced elegant black-top pottery, thin as an eggshell, and buried their dead with grave goods, hinting at a belief in life after death. They were followed by the Naqada cultures, which traded with Nubia, the Levant, and beyond. Their art, ritual, and emerging symbols of authority laid the groundwork for kingship itself. By the late 4th millennium BC, these local chiefdoms were merging into larger territories, preparing the way for Egypt's first unification. The Nile flows north, so Upper Egypt lies in the south, while Lower Egypt spreads through the broad delta to the north. It may sound backward, but Upper and Lower refer to the flow of the Nile itself. The south is higher in elevation, and the river runs downhill to the north. Around 3100 BC, a leader, traditionally King Narmer, united the two lands. His triumph is carved on the palette of Narmer, one of the earliest works of political art, showing the king striking down his foes beneath the watchful eyes of the gods. It's also one of the first images in history to link political power with divine will, a concept that would define Egyptian kingship for 3 millennia. From this unification, Egypt was born. 2 lands, 1 crown. From that moment, Egypt's story unfolds dynasty by dynasty in an unbroken dialogue between kings and gods. A dynasty is a family line of rulers. Egypt's history includes more than 30 of them. Historians group these dynasties into great eras called kingdoms, separated by turbulent intermediate periods when central power collapsed. The kingdoms marked Egypt's golden ages, times of unity, prosperity, and monumental art. For the Egyptians, art wasn't made to please the eye. It was made to serve eternity. Statues, temples, and tombs were not simply images, but living vessels that ensured cosmic order. The Old Kingdom, around 2680 to 2100 BC, was the age of pyramids. Pharaohs like Khufu and Khafre built colossal tombs at Giza, expressing divine power in eternal stone. The pharaoh was seen as a living god, and art reflected that divinity, calm, balanced, unchanging. The Middle Kingdom, roughly 2000 to 1600 BC, came after years of civil unrest when order was restored. Art became more introspective. Portraits like that of Senuseret III, with lined faces and thoughtful eyes, show rulers as human, yet resolute. The promise of the afterlife expanded beyond the pharaohs. Through coffin texts, nobles and prosperous commoners could now share in hopes of eternal life with Osiris. The New Kingdom, beginning around 1550 BC and lasting to 1070 BC, was Egypt's age of empire. With the introduction of horses and chariots, technologies brought by the Hyksos, Egypt expanded its reach. Pharaohs such as Hatshepsut, Akhenaten, and Ramses II built vast temples at Karnak, Luxor, and Abu Simbel, celebrating gods, empire, and themselves on a scale the world had never seen. Across every age, Egyptian art and government served one purpose: to uphold Maat, the cosmic principle of truth, balance, and order. Maat was both a goddess and a concept, the invisible architecture of the universe. To live justly, to rule fairly, to build harmoniously, all of it was to serve Maat. The pharaoh embodied that harmony. Art made it visible. From the first dynasties to the last, Egypt's mission remained constant: to keep chaos at bay, preserve harmony, and make life, on earth and beyond, eternal. They called their land Kemet, the Black Land, born each year from the flood. From that black earth they raised monuments meant to outlast time itself, stone prayers for eternity. And through those prayers, their voices still reach us, steady as the river that first gave them life.